Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I was advised to make notes. Obviously, the thinking is that poets are like academics who just waffle on and on. But don't worry, this is large print. Due to the horror of seeing myself recently on video wearing glasses, I thought there's no way that's going to happen again. Anyway, today, I'm channeling Megan's pastor. I'm here now, and only the heaven can stop me. My local primary school was known as the League of Nations because of the multiple heritages of the students. It wasn't a hippie colony of love, but the teachers respected our cultural identities. However, at my first day at secondary school, I was pulled out the class line, marched to the headmaster's office, where, not even lifting his head, he told me I was the first coloured child in his school, and he could make sure I would be the last. Now, this is when I took my first steps as a warrior. I don't want you to think that I was an innocent child. I was brazen, obstinate, difficult, sassy, not very honest, cute, very cute, but a kid who wasn't stupid. But racism wasn't something that came into my everyday life. Now suddenly here I was in institutional racism. Yet still I breezed along in my sassiness. For a long while I was a frock, a dress. I bought one every Saturday and I hit the clubs in town. I expect it was my persona that made my bosses in social work tell me that I needn't apply for assertive training because I was aggressive enough. Funnily, I wasn't allowed to keywork any of the black clients because I hadn't been on the race awareness course. So no surprise when Lancaster University put me forward for an arts and humanities research that one assessor wrote that mixed-race children raised by white families have little knowledge of a black experience. What makes this candidate think she's fit to do the job? Still, the arts opened the international world to me. Let me brag. I've worked across most of the major cities of Central Europe, free island and occupied territories, and with the same respect the colonised countries of Scotland and Wales, Brazil, India, Salvador, Jamaica, Trinidad, Kenya, Ghana, Indonesia, Malaysia, and North America, where always I endure the strictest security checks. I wonder why. Maybe that is why in Singapore I found myself working in prison, though I did say that I was an expert in Shakespeare so I could get the gig. But not bad, though, for the daughter of a mum whose travel was limited to Blackpool, Stockport and New Brighton, so she got her first passport for France in the late 40s. Though my not fully literate father, who could make himself understood in many languages, had sailed the world. Now I am hobnobbing, talking, laughing and cussing with people from all walks of life. I've even had dinner at the Washington Embassy, and though it was a different ambassador, I'm sure we've reached the same conclusion on Trump. I've worked at Windsor Castle, major state houses in Europe, and attended a couple of your royal garden parties. While it would be easy to say I've been very, very lucky, I understand that the actor, Stephen Graham, Line of Duty, said to Jodie Comer, Killing Eve, when she used luck to describe her career success, and I paraphrase Stephen's word, he said, "That is so working class to deny the hard work and talent of her craft." Personally speaking, even when nervous as hell, I have never let anybody tell me no. When I was offered the libretto of Mary Seacole, I said yes, even though I didn't know what a libretto was, and I couldn't spell the word, so I couldn't look it up. But when I stood in Covent Garden watching black folks take their seats, I can't tell you how wonderful I felt. That was the same year I got my gong, and I'm just going to say, I've been to events where I've been introduced as SuAndi OBE. Yeah. So, it was the same year I got my gong. And that's what we call the OBE. My friend Scotty, who's English, called it an outstanding black example, and I really like that. Whereas Pavinda, my other mate, who's Ugandan Asian, called it other buggers' efforts. And it's true. There's nothing anyone, you, I, achieves without the support of other people. For me, it begins with every member of National Black Arts Alliance and the work we have done across all the art forms. Across Manchester and extending nationally, top brass directors, city councillors, regular struggling artists have rarely refused to give me their time, and I hope I've always reciprocated. And that's important for me because I have no blood family living. I have made mistakes, huge mistakes. I have been clumsy, difficult, upset people, many to whom I have never been able to apologise. And I have failed, but failure can be a good learning experience. Regular struggling artists, that's not me being patronising. When you work freelance, there is no holiday pay, sick pay, pension investment. Debt is something that can stay in your life, all of your life. And for me, it's a 24/7 companion. Yet still and all, I am here, looking at all of you in your dodgy caps and gowns, puffed up and chuffed up with yourselves, as of course you should be. But the debt I've just spoken of is not just monetary. If you forget that, then the future will never be totally fulfilling. We stand here on the shoulders of so many others, parents and siblings, if you are lucky to have them, teachers, lecturers, and the army of people from shopkeepers to road sweepers. They all enable us to move forward in our lives. Those who fought in World War I and II, enslaved Africans, all our ancestors, the suffragettes, the list is endless. So best I end here, but you can call me sexist, for my last words are for all the sisters in this room. It was given to me on a card by someone's husband, actually. So, remember this, Carla. Well-behaved women rarely make history. I hope you all make brilliant history tomorrow, and I thank you for giving me this memory today.